All right, so here just is a couple walkthroughs of the sorts of problems you'll see on the last couple links. So we have here a particle moving in a straight line. We're given the velocity, and then we know the distance at t equals 4 was 3 meters. And we want to have the total distance the particle has traveled between t equals 4 and t equals 10 seconds. One thing I want to point out is that our velocity changes from being positive to negative in the interval that they're asking us about. Because at t equals 4, our velocity is 8 minus 4. That's a positive number. And then at t equals 10, it's 8 minus 10, and that's a negative number. And the key thing to pay attention to in these problems is if they're asking you for the displacement, which means where does it end up compared to its beginning location, versus the distance. And the distance um, includes both positive and negative displacement. And when you have something that's counting both positives and negatives, you should be thinking, oh, that's an absolute value. So I know that because I read the distance, I'm looking for an absolute value. So I see here I can eliminate answer A and I can eliminate answer D. And we want to use the absolute value. So it's either 6 times the absolute value of its velocity at 4. That would be very weird because why do I care what its velocity is at a single point? Or it's this one here. So when you take the integral of the absolute value, that is when you are finding the total distance because it doesn't allow the negative displacement to cancel the positive displacement. It adds them both together. So that is the correct response here. And by the way, I want to show how you can handle that sort of integral. Although this question didn't ask us to actually calculate the integral, we can by writing it as the integral from 4 to 10 of the absolute value of 8 minus t dt. And then, like I mentioned, this switches from being a positive to a negative number when when t is equal to 8. And so what you do is you split this up into the integral from 4 to 8 of 8 minus t dt, because that's when it's positive, and then plus the integral from 8 to 10. And when you have an absolute value that's a negative number, you just multiply the inside by -1, and then it becomes positive. And so you can write it as -8 plus t. Oops, -8 plus t dt. And so calculating your antiderivative, you've had 8t minus t squared over 2 from 4 to 8 plus -8t, get out of the way, plus t squared over 2 from 8 to 10. Okay. Not that you had to do that in that question, but I just thought that it's important to make sure that we know we can evaluate it actually. Okay. So I'm going to move along to the 5th link now and make that into a separate video.